Hi guys. Um, I just went out to do a couple of food deliveries and I was basically doing DoorDash and Uber Eats. I kept going back and forth on whichever one that I thought you might get a ride from or a trip. I don't really drive customers around anymore. I just drive food around. And I was just, sitting there for over an hour and a half. Did not get one order. Went by the Japanese restaurant, the Chinese restaurant, McDonald's, uh, the Mexican restaurant. Not one order. So I decided I'm going to go sit next to Kentucky Fried Chicken and another Chinese restaurant. Not one order. And I'm starting to wonder whether or not we are being basically deactivated and retaliated against because of the lawsuit that's going down here in California for wage theft and penalties and all this other stuff. I have a lot of trips, but for some reason, even if you try to talk to support, they give you numerous different generic responses as to why you're not getting any orders. And on a daily basis, it changes the reason why. So, as I said, I'm sitting in front of Kentucky Fried Chicken, waiting and waiting to see if I can get an order. Lo and behold, who pulls up? This big old tall guy. He almost looked like, one of Derek Kakashaway's relatives or something. I'm feeling like we're totally being discriminated against. And actually, I think maybe if I wrapped a towel around my head, I might get an order. I know they need to eat too and everything else, but do they have like a monopoly on this stuff? Would it be better if I was riding a moped? Yeah, this is an absolute joke, and I'm getting tired of the retaliation that is going on against the veteran drivers. This is totally not fair. We didn't do anything to them except make a bunch of money for these thieves, and this needs to stop. I really need to get onto the Channel 7 news or whatever and spread this around. I'm so tired of seeing this jerk up there talking about his stocks and stock market and his investors as the drivers are getting offered these $3 and $4 and $5 rides or $2.80 deliveries, because they're paying these people slave labor wages. This dummy wants to sit here and act like that the drivers are making $37 an hour. No, they are not. They're lucky to make $5 to $7 an hour after they deduct out all the expenses that they're paying to perform this job. These companies are now expecting drivers to drive around and, if they're lucky, pick up tips if they all of a sudden see a tip. I think it's been over a month since I did Uber Eats. I was helping my kids for a bit. But what happens yesterday? They want to tell me they gave me 28 cents for the Prop 22 guarantee. Well, guess what? I was online over 9.5 hours. I didn't actually have any active food deliveries in this week that they're talking about, but they're going to pay me 28 cents. I thought that they said they only pay you during your active time. So where is this 28 cents coming from? Can't wait. I'm ready to go to court March 26, 2025. Yeah, I can't wait. But we'll see. This joke goes on. And it's terrible how we are being retaliated against because they owe us so much money. All right, well, I guess I'm going to watch TV now. Just thought I'd say that about us being totally discriminated against, along with the riders that are disabled that are discriminated against, along with the riders that pay a certain fare according to what race they are. You know, I've done enough rides and trips to be able to tell who gets the cheaper rides and who pays the higher price. So I guess we will be discussing that in court soon. All right, you guys, have a good night.